It wasn't Efren's best break, but it's still pretty good. So he's looking to draw down off the 15 ball. Not sure he has to. He could come off this 9 as well. Softly, maybe even spin over. I'd like to give a shout out to my awesome wife, Sylvia, who is responsible for this beautiful arena we've got here. Does a fantastic job assisting in the setup of the event, and everything just looks amazing. Ooh, this looks pretty good. Jen. Billy Thorpe showing us a little of that banking ability there. Great shot. touch getting around that, it's like the 15 ball at the bottom rail. All right, Billy, in another tough spot here. We've got Double J, Jeremy Jones, back with us. Welcome back, Jeremy. Hold on just one second. A little technical difficulties coming. Okay, here we go.
Well, thanks, Ray. And coming in, looking at that shot, look, it appears that he's frozen to the 4, where Billy doesn't even feel confident enough to swerve at the 11 to make it.
Wow.
I mean, if you're froze, looking at the angle, maybe it's just tougher than I think it is.
You know, looking at the camera or the screen, it looks very close to being on the same line, but they're actually, the cue ball's behind the 4 just a tad. Look at that. He did have to curve it.
And I think that was a good, risk, you might say. Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had to make it.
Right, but I'm saying, you're swerving the ball, and that's something you'd stay away from normally.
Yeah.
Especially if you had any other choice, but I think it was worth it.
Swerve shot's really not as hard as it looks.
Yeah, and that one he had a few different ways to make it. He could hit rail first and be fine, as long as it didn't get away from him and spin by the 15 for some type of shot. But okay, so these are the types of shots that make and break the sets in my mind. The guys who get these down sometimes, when you're making them 1 out of 2 or a nice percentage like this.
This looks really good.
Yeah.
It did. We never missed it.
But definitely the type of shot that opens the game up. It's one that, if you miss it a little bit, hit a little too hard, you might give up a cross corner or some type of move back, but
that shot looked pretty good all around.
Yeah, the speed was perfect. Perfect hit on the cue ball.
Got the cue ball behind the stack.
Yeah, nice position. And this is where Efren has excelled like years ago, as far as I'm concerned today. He's made a few outs from nowhere, getting all the way out. And then just getting the most out of what the table was giving him as far as running balls, and then doing a lot of Efren also, meaning getting some you don't expect. Because quite honestly, we all kind of look at the ball sometimes when we shoot a certain type of shot and say, oh man, he'll probably only get 2, and it's the next thing you know, the coins get moved.
Yeah, exactly.
So a little bit light there. See, maybe the 6 banks. I'll try to get the overhead here in a second once he takes position on the shot. Okay, yeah, he's just playing it lightly and taking advantage of the score a little bit at 5-2. Didn't want to let him see the 1, though. Oh, and he hit that well. Now, Efren taking a peek at this 5 ball. He made one heck of a shot on the 11 earlier to steal game. Now, this 5 doesn't go, but we were looking at it, and we weren't even sure, and he just shot it right in from way up table. I think it was in the 2nd game.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. It's early in the match for sure. Okay, he's got some choices here. He could play rail first on the 1, sitting it, banking the 1 up and kind of holding the ball, or else he could use a 13. It's a little touchy. I think I like going to the rail on the 1 some type of way. Don't take a chance at knocking it in those balls. So, okay, he sacrificed the cue ball, making sure he shot the 1-up table without it going into the 12-8 and all that. What's the 8 look like off the 12 here? I'll tell you, I'll take a look at it. Billy's going to shoot the 1, but the 8 looks like it might be going a little low. And he's got a nice 2-railer on the 1, even though it doesn't really go. He could do that with the cue ball. Pretty nice effort there.
Really good.
Efren really doesn't have a double up. The 6 goes, meaning if he just banked the 4 and drew up behind the 6 goes in between the 113. So tough position here. And one you're going to have to do some thinking. Meaning you might have to kick 1 rail in between the 113 trying to drop below, but knowing that if you land on the side rail and give up that bank on the 13, it's a little unlucky. Like try and kick just 1 rail right in between them and give up a ball on the spot. So you go to the right side rail nearer where he's standing, and he should be able to execute that. You just aim a little bit on the high side of it, meaning if you catch the bottom of the 1 somehow or something, that's not the worst thing in the world. But I mean, if you play off of these balls here and open them up, you're not very successful. You're probably giving up the game. He could roll the cue ball up on the 4. Now, are they playing 3 fouls, Ray?
Yes, 3 foul rule.
Okay. So he's going to try and play off the 5-10 and draw 1 rail across underneath the 13. Key here is cut it. Make sure you cut it and draw it. The problem is, where's the 10 going? I don't think the 5 will get away from him. I really like him rolling the cue ball out here at a 5-2 lead. I mean, it's Efren Reyes as far as executing the kick shot. Who else would you choose?
For some reason, he doesn't like it.
Well, I don't think he's considered it. I don't really think he's looked at it.
Well, you know what? He may have just looked at it.
Maybe. He's still looking at the shot he was looking at initially, I think, cutting the 5, banking the 10 back up. But the problem is, okay, now he's just going to edge the 4, and what's he going to do? Leave him a cut on the 13? No, he's going by them balls. Wow. Wow, what a shot. What a shot. Wow, hooked him on the 10. Billy can't do anything here but really knock the 13 away. He can't challenge him from up table. I think Efren will win the game on him from there. He can't edge the 1 and leave. Now, if he could just edge the 1 and leave him on top of the 4-6, but still Efren's just going to move the 13 then, and so it's not really worth it. You're not forcing him into anything. So he's just going to have to move the 13 away, I believe. He's got to be a little careful doing that, too. Well, Efren shouldn't mess with that at all. And that's why I said Billy's got to be real careful the way he moved that 13 away. Efren can bank the 4, right? He can go into the top of the 6. He can do that too. And now Billy's got problems because when he moves the 8, he's giving up a 1 railer on the 5. He's giving up maybe some type of trick shot on the 1 and 12, something that's safe also. He's giving up a 1 railer on the 13s. Moving the 13 the way he did kind of posed some problems. Yeah. So he at least eliminated the 5, which is good, because that was the most makeable bank. I still wouldn't worry too much if I'm Efren. All right, Efren's going to try and make this 12, or no, he's just going to play it safe. Take his lead. Pretty perfect hit there, bringing the cue ball back to the rail. Kind of held up on him. I thought he was going to get him frozen, make things a little difficult for Efren. Now Efren's he needs to come back to the center of the end rail. And that's good there. That worked out. Nice speed. Somewhere around the center is nice. And a lot of times when you don't know where to go, that's the best place for some reason. Like you have to come back to the rail. There's all these balls, and well, I'm going to give up one this way, one that way, and it seems like the center cuts off more angles than anywhere else. Good speed again there. Really making things kind of tough for Efren as far as trying to get the cue ball back. He could edge the 5 and move the 1 up as well, but could give up an angle on the 12 to get some type of position, meaning a long rail bank on the 12. Now he's saying to himself, I could do this with a little more speed and come off the rail and not give up the 12. See, this is where like a soft kick on the 12 might be more safe than elevating. Maybe not necessarily right here, but I think sometimes you're better off to go up and leave a guy some type of ridiculous cut rather than leaving him something that might form into a long rail bank that offers position. So Billy getting a little frustrated, and those balls could have turned out better, but did real well there. Efren's got to be careful. Not too careful, but a little bit. When he rolls on this 12, he goes forward. And Billy's got to be a little careful here as well, especially if he's going to come back down table. Not sure if I'd move this one. I'm not sure where he's going. It's for sure safe. Not bad. Efren should, I think, just roll through the 13-12. You could clip off the 1 as well. Nothing wrong with that. And I didn't know he could get to the left side of that group there. That made things easy. Efren will cross this over and run the cue ball back up table with a little bit of inside English. Good speed there. Not really any good angles, so any of these banks. So I can just clip the 13. Well, we could bank at this. Looks like is he edging the 1 or? Okay, he did. One thing is, you don't want to be giving up any balls here like this bank on the 10. You're down 5-2. Definitely don't want to be giving one up. Efren hit it great. Hit it really well. Perfect speed. It would have been right over the hole had he missed it. Well, it's a little bit of a thick hit there. Pretty good with the cue ball though, but Billy might take a chance here on this 4 ball. See if he can produce something. No, he's just gonna careful chopping the 8 here. Make that off one of them balls. Okay, you have plenty of room. He can soft kick the 4, no problem here. He can kind of lay on top of the 4. Do something like that as well. Okay, again, he can't afford to give up one of these banks that Efren's going to try and roll in. Now this one, it's going into the 6 a little funny. Still think with outside English, it's worth it. A little bit of left, you might catch a double kiss on the 6 is what it looks like. Oh, he came across it. Really was worried about the cue ball, I think. Now Billy's got a bank on the 6 that he'd have to hit with a lot of speed to make it. But he'll probably just come off the 1 ball, I guess. Maybe off the 5, but probably off the 1.
All right, hey Jeremy, just jumping back in.
Yeah,
Sorry about that. I had to step away for a second.
He's giving him a bank on the 1 to win that's not free because he'll probably have a bank on the 8 of some sort. But
Well, Efren needs 1 or 2 here.
2, but this is definitely a winning bank and one you're going to shoot at. Oh, and he hit it really well. Hit it really well again.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
just perfect speed.
Wow. Pretty crazy.
Well, I mean,
No, I mean, it's good stuff. I
yeah,
love
he's
it.
threatened
I love it.
that bank a few times already today, and that one was sitting real nice, and you can see you can win the game with it.
Efren Reyes comes with it, and
Yeah.
he doubles up Billy Thorpe here on day 1, 8-4.